everybody. I'm Sally Hauser, and this is my very good friend, his old niece. Welcome. You're watching Bare Bones TV. Bare Bones is a talk show for teens. Really. I mean, it's just for us. Now on the show, we're going to listen to some great music, talk to some really cool people, and have a bit of fun. Plus, we're going to try and deal with some of the issues affecting young people today.
So, here's the lineup. Anna Voklavek and Mike Hickey are here from Youth for Social Justice, an activist teen group with members all around the province.
Our very special guest for this evening is going to be comedian and actor extraordinaire, former COGCO member, political activist, and all-around amazing guy, Greg Malone.
Also, we're going to take a look at the issue of violence in the schools. Then at the end of the show, you'll see us climbing the walls, literally, so stick around.
Now to get us rolling, we have our very own house band, and they are too cool. They've just released their first CD called Freak Me Out to the Deluxe, and man, they know how to do it. Please welcome the Bare Bones house band, Popmaster! Popmaster, everybody. Now, they'll be back with another number later, but for now, here's Izo with a few choice words, bare bones style.
Thanks, Sally. So, student council elections in the high schools, happening all around the province. Student council, great idea. Involving the students in the administration of the school, asking for our opinions, listening to our ideas. Yeah, right, give me a break. Maybe a good idea in theory, but the fact is, student councils don't have a whole lot of power. Don't get me wrong. It's not a reason not to get involved. It's a reason to get more involved. We may be young, but come on, we all know we're not stupid. And regardless of what the lackeys of the education system may think, sometimes we do know what's best for us. They could at least ask us and listen. Okay, I know you're all probably really tired of hearing about it, but I've just got to say something about drugs in the schools. We've heard some pretty strange things around town and in the media about drug searches, police hanging out around schools, and kids being taken off in handcuffs. I don't want drugs in my school, but I don't want the police there either. Are drugs in the school a real drag, or are the authorities getting carried away? We need to know. On a lighter note, crummy witches and ghosts, the same lame gypsies, and sad old pumpkins. The thoughts and minds of the Halloween merchandising empire were stuck in the fog as usual this year. Come on, folks, where's the imagination? And now Christmas is coming, and then Valentine's, lots more tacky stuff. Sure, it's a big commercial game, but if you're going to take our money, could we at least see something new for a change? Anyone? Ideas? Please? Okay, call me crabby, but if you don't say something, how can anyone hear you? Right, Sally?
Hey, I won't call you crabby. Thanks, Isolde. Now we're going to take a little commercial break, and when we get back, we'll meet the members of Popmaster, and we'll talk to the crowd from Youth for Social Justice. Stick around. The talented Natalie Noseworthy, aka Exotica Supreme, is on vocals and guitars. Jeff Younghusband, guitars and vocals. John Fisher, guitars and vocals. And Jason Deneef is on drums. Now, from the best in young music to the best in young politics, please welcome Anna Waklavek and Mike Hickey from Youth for Social Justice.
Anna, Mike, welcome to Bare Bones TV. First of all, to get us started, Mike, could you tell us a bit about basically what is Youth for Social Justice?
Okay, Youth for Social Justice, or YSJ, is just a youth network based on social change. We just try and educate people, make them more aware of what's going on in the world, a lot of the good things, a lot of the bad things, and what they can do to change them, you know, because youth have a voice, and, you know, this group just shows that voice.
How did it get started?
Well, in 1988, Plowshares Youth and Youth Against Apartheid formed the group together, and that's when the first camp was held, because every year we have a camp, so it all got started with that group of youth who decided they wanted to form a social change group.
All right, so what are the kind of things that you guys do?
We organize boycotts, have demonstrations, protests, a lot of workshops in schools, and we have a yearly camp, so we have people from all over the place come to that, where we have like 2 or 3 workshops a day, so that's about a week long. It's just a lot of, you know, educating people and, you know, educating ourselves so that we can deal with the issues and know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we use popular education, and we learn different skills, such as like producing newsletters and using radio and video, so that we can teach the future members and teach ourselves, and we can create our own media.
And record what we do too, so that, you know, we can learn from our mistakes and learn what works.
Mm-hmm. So what are some of the major things you've accomplished?
Well, just recently, October 18th, we had a public meeting to free about the Free East Timor project. The East Timor Alert Network is forming in Newfoundland now, and you know, it's our newest issue, kind of. East Timor is a country in just above Australia that they've been invaded by the Indonesian army, and we're just trying to, you know, let people know what's going on. So we had a public meeting. We flew Isabella Gallios in from Ottawa to St. John's, and she spoke at the meeting and went around to different schools and did presentations, and, you know, we're just trying to let people know what's going on.
Yeah. Are you guys the only Youth for Social Justice branch, or are there other groups?
No, it goes all throughout Newfoundland, Labrador, and in Nova Scotia, in British Columbia, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which is in the Caribbean, and in Namibia, which is in Africa.
Do you ever do anything together, or is it all separate?
Yeah, well, at the camps we have representatives from all the different groups, and usually twice a year we have network meetings where, well, it's mostly then the provincial groups get together, but also people from outside of the province.
And we've got exchanges too, like for conferences. There's a conference coming up in November in Victoria that the BC group's putting off on environment and human rights. So, you know, we have conferences throughout the year too.
Yeah, there's one also in February in St. Vincent, and that's
a review of the program.
Yeah.
So.
Where do you guys get your funding?
We get it through a Brighter Futures grant. It's from Health and Welfare Canada program, and we do a lot of fundraising on our own. The program is employing Rebecca Moyes, our coordinator, So, but when that's over, we're trying to have a steering committee, trying to form a steering committee now so that we can be more self-sufficient when our funding runs out.
So guys, if I wanted to get involved in Youth for Social Justice, how would I go about doing it?
Well, if you're in St. John's, you can drop by the Oxfam Center, which is in 382 Duckworth Street, and just stop in anytime from 9 to 5. We have weekly meetings Mondays from about 3:30 to 5, so the whole group will be there then. And we have an employed network coordinator, so she should be there anytime.
Yeah, Rebecca Moyes.
Okay.
Yep, or you can give us a call. Just look up Oxfam or look up Youth for Social Justice in the phone book.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Anna. Thanks, Mike. And now we've got another number from Potmaster. Take it away.
It's not my place to scorn you. They say it's okay for some. And when this war is over, I'll meet you when it's over and we'll pay our penance for what we've done. 'Cause I need to many things. I bleed. I think that someone fled and left a trail as they flew away. I think the sky is turning. I think my eyes are burning. They've been like that since you flew away. I need too many things. I bleed.
Okay, well again, muchas gracias, guys. And now for our soon-to-be famous List of the Large and List of the Lame, our take on what's hot and what is so not. First on the List of the Lame, these sorry little backpacks. Get over it, guys. Last year, my mom gave me one for Christmas, and by January, it was already a loser. Never trust a trend.
Number 2, OJ. Shut up!
Number 3, AC/DC. Please go back to the old age home where you belong. The lawn bowling team misses you.
Number 4, McDonald's. Great service, guys. Take our money and 20 minutes later, kick us out the door. Hamburger still in hand.
Number 5, TV producers. Whoa, how'd that one get on there? Clearly an item for the List of the Large.
Here we go, number 1 on the List of the Large. Bare bones producers for thinking teenagers can handle their own TV show.
Number 2, Full House has been canceled. Now it's still in reruns, but at least we don't have to grow with the Tanner family anymore.
Number 3, Winona Ryder. From Beetlejuice to Little Women, we love you. At last, a truly brilliant star who's more than just an attitude and a hairstyle.
Number 4, teachers let you call them by their first name. Cool. Makes it easier to listen when you can feel just a little bit equal.
Number 5, it's obvious, our Wicked House Band Popmaster!
Now we have another short commercial break, and then we're back with our big-time, bare-bones celebrity guest star, Greg Malone. Okay, now we're back with our next guest, Greg Malone. Thanks for being here, Greg.
Hi, glad to be here.
Now, the first question, I guess, would be kind of obvious.
Yeah.
What have you been up to lately?
Well, I've ended up doing a project with Health Canada about AIDS and sexuality.
All right.
It's a bunch of videos that they wanted done about attitudes towards AIDS and attitude towards gay people and other sexual lifestyles and stuff like that. So I found that very challenging, very interesting. And of course, I went across the country talking to a lot of people who in AIDS care and people who had AIDS and stuff. Mm-hmm. And what you meet, of course, is a lot of young people. Because there's a lot of young people at risk and who have AIDS out there. So that was a real eye-opener to me.
After your research, what did you find out? What were the big problems?
Well, the big problem, as usual, is that we're not very comfortable with sex and sexuality in schools, or especially in the teenage years, because teenagers are just fresh to it themselves. And adults, we were taught nothing about it when we were growing up, right? So everyone's really uncomfortable with it. And I think the challenge is for us to have a healthy attitude about sex and to be comfortable with it. Yeah. I mean, I know here in St. John's, for instance, there's a school which shall remain unnamed, and they have a regulation in the school about hugging in the hallways, right? So no one is allowed to hug in the hallways, and they're really effective about enforcing that regulation. No one is hugging in those hallways. Now, violence in the school is completely out of control. Everyone is kicking and punching and nailing each other into the lockers and stuff all the time. They got a real problem with it, and they haven't been able to solve it, but they've solved the hugging problem. I think they need to shift focus. People are more comfortable, I think, with violence even than they are with sex, you know? Yeah. But, so I think we need to get around that. And attitudes about, like, faggot, you know, it's still the biggest insult in junior high and high school, I know, because when my kids were there. And it doesn't matter whether you're gay or not, it's just the biggest insult you can throw at someone, some guy, is that he's a faggot, right, you know? Yeah. But those kind of insults and stuff make it really different. For teenagers who are gay, you know, like me growing up, couldn't talk. We didn't want anyone to know or think that, because then you're only that. Yeah. You know, you're not an actor or a hockey player. You're just gay or something, or a faggot or something. So it's dangerous for people to be themselves. And I don't think that kind of tyranny from the rest of the population is good for the teens. And you know, they say 10%. I think it's a lot more than that. Who may be gay or bisexual or something, and they're not free to take friends to the prom and to hang around or to hug in the hallways, God forbid, you know?
Well, Greg, it's great that you're getting involved in all this politics and in people's lives and everything, but I'm hoping, and I think I speak for a lot of other people, I'm hoping that all this politics isn't going to take you away totally from acting and comedy and everything. No,
well, it's great material for comedy, you know. All of my comedy was always laughing at Ronald Reagan or Clive Wells or Barbara Frum, and it was all, really, politics was my greatest source of material for laughs, because I would watch the news and roar my head off and write it all down and go into, you know, these guys are the best comedians, I thought. So so I guess it's sort of natural that I got interested in politics by itself, but I find it pretty, I don't know, I can't help it being fascinating. I'm a news junkie, I'm a news freak, so I end up writing about it when I do comedy, and now I'm into it when I do stuff like Hydro and other things like that, or this project is pretty political too. I learned all my politics at CBC. CBC is the biggest political organization in Canada, and I have gone through it. I feel fairly an expert now in politics and backroom deals and all the rest of it. All right. Well, thanks for being here with us, Greg, and I like the show. Oh. I hope you have a lot of luck with it. Thanks. Thanks a lot. That's great. Thanks for having me.
You've all heard the stories about fights in the schools.
He got thrown down, and about at least 20 people were like on him, trying to like they're kicking him as hard as they could and like hitting him as hard as they could for at least 30 seconds.
I saw all this blood coming out of his teeth, right, and everything. I saw that part.
It could happen again, like friends of the people that did it might come after me.
Well, we took the bones to the streets to find out if violence in the schools is an issue for you.
Well, Herdman is not a bad place for violence. I mean, there's not much going on at all, so I don't think we have a problem. I don't pay much attention to it. Like, if you see everybody running outside, I don't usually go.
Well, I've seen a few kids being pushed around, but it's nothing very serious at all that I've noticed.
In our school, sometimes people say, oh, there's going to be a fight after school or whatever, but none of it carries through. People basically know that it's the wrong thing to do. And
there a little while ago, there was a fight, and there was only one smack, and Buddy got his teeth knocked out.
Everyone stands up and they all want to yell at each other, but no one really wants to get it on the go.
I know at one time there was some gang fighting between two schools.
Everyone else is just around cheering and saying, come on, harder, harder, you know, the fight's not over.
You should talk it out instead of fighting and stuff, but you're going to always have someone who wants to fight.
So there you have it. I guess you can't hope to change people's heads around entirely when it comes to fighting and all that violence crap. So keep your own head up and steer clear.
Yeah, avoidance really does work. Always be aware of what you're walking into. And if that doesn't work, you can always take up Aikido. Yeah! Okay, that's it, folks. The bare bones. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Fax or write us with your reactions at this address. We'd really like to hear from kids outside St. John's too. We know there's a lot happening out there, and maybe we can get some of it happening in here too.
Now for our grand finale, you're going to see me and Izul going at the latest in sports, indoor wall climbing. Thanks to Popmaster. And thanks to Greg Malone and to Youth for Social Justice for being here with us. Thanks to our studio audience for coming out and cheering us on. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care and stay young.